35 races ago, we started a season that I didn't expect to be as big of a hit as it was now. Now in race number 36, we're here to decide a Championship 4 and a Grand Prize champion here tonight. Welcome to Homestead-Miami Speedway for the final race of the first season of the CGB Cubecar League. I am your host today, and today I'll provide a little bit of exposition before we get started with today's event. We've got 4 drivers lined up to potentially take the first title of the first season here. Some of these are veterans from the original Season 1, and 2 of them were from... Actually, no, 3 of them are from the original Season 1, if I remember correctly. Actually, no, all 4 of them are from the original Season 1. I believe all 4 of them were title contenders as well back then. But none of them got any close to defeating the champion at that time, and that was the 95 of Lightning McQueen, who is not doing so hot this season. But your Championship 4 for this season start in 1st. That's Hee Hee Ha. Start in 8th. That's Bob the Builder. And then the 00 of Doge Cube starts 15th, and all the way down in 33rd starts the 33 of Trolling, where there's a second championship going on at the same time. The 07 of Hubris and the 45 of Raccoon may be eliminated from the Championship 4, but that doesn't mean that their championship hopes are done just yet, because they're going for a completely different championship tonight. They're going for the Steam Grand Prize, a free Steam game, $50 or less, with some exceptions. But the winner of that exchange today gets to go win that prize. And with that, let's go over our final starting lineup for the season here at Miami. And on pole today is one of our Championship 4 contenders. It is the 5 of Hee Hee Ha. And riding outside with him in row number 2 is Goots. Then row number 3, Shadow the Hedgehog and Chow. Row number 4, Cole and Igus. Row number 5, Bloodclot and Bob the Builder. Row number 6, Among Us and Meloetta. Row number 7, The Racer and Hubris. Row number 8, Squid Games and Miku. Row number 9, Doge Cube and Omori Cube. Row number 10, Donkey Kong and Squidward. Row number 11, Sheepmobile and Imposter. Row number 12, Dumb Cat and Egg Dog. Row number 13, Melee Fox and Gun. Row number 14, Raccoon and Lightning McQueen. Row number 15, Daisy and Pac-Mobile. Row number 16, Dragalia Lost in Fear. Row number 17, Jinx and Omori Jr. Row number 18, So Retro and Trolling. Row number 19, Raceland and Beavy. Row number 20, Pecorine and No Maidens. Row number 21, Sanic and Sands Club. And rounding out the field, once again this season, is the 4 of Cubendorf. He's had so many last place starts this season, it's not even funny. But this track has hosted the championship IRL from 2002 all the way to 2021. Wrong, it was 2020. No, it was 2019. I can't get my facts right. But this is a very solid track. It's very, very, very easy, honestly, of a track to understand. And this track is actually unique as it has a day to night transition system, which is not found on a lot of tracks in this game. So it's made by a group called Smithston, and they excel in making day to night tracks. I believe this also has the updated caution areas as well for the pace cars. So the cautions here, if we do get any tonight, should not be very long. As I said earlier, 4 drivers today: the 5, the 00, the 46, and the 33, all trying to go for a championship, as they're all in the Championship 4. But another championship is brewing between the 07 of Hubris and the 45 of Raccoon, both starting pretty opposite ways in the field. Let's see which one of those 2 can make it to the grand prize today, and which one of the Championship 4 can make it to the end and win the race and the first championship of Season 1 of the CGB Cubecar League. All 4 of these Championship 4 contenders, like I said, came close to getting to it in Season 1, but never got a chance. Even though that schedule was way shorter, still had a lot of action in it. But the pace car pulls off, and for the final race of the season, we're ready to go green and racing here at Homestead-Miami Speedway, and the green flag is out. Hee Hee Ha, starting on pole, gets pushed up to the outside lane by Shadow in the 3. Looks like Shadow's going to try and lead this first lap here. And there's no bonus points or anything in this race. The only objective for a Championship 4 contender is to finish ahead of everyone else. Which means if they all wreck out, the one who wrecks out last will win the championship by default. But Shadow will lead the first lap as they're 3 wide for second between Bloodclot, Cole, and the 5 of Hee Hee Ha. He's getting shuffled out pretty quickly back here. There's Doge Cube and the 00 trying to make his way up the field on the bottom lane. And the Bloodclot in the 11 hasn't won a race this season. Maybe he could close out a pretty tumultuous season for that team with a win here at Miami. He's got a great run on the 3 on the inside now. Can he get it here on the bottom? I don't think he's going to get this lap, but he's going to be very close. Look at this close quarters racing early on here in Miami. That's why I love this track, because it's so fun to race on. Especially like in the 2014 season finale, where he still had a battle to the very end for that championship between Kevin Harvick and Ryan Newman, both of which have just switched teams by the end of that, before the season started. So they, oh wow, the 53 of Among Us almost slides into the 11. That would have been very close right there. Almost made contact, but that 3 is getting away, and he is running away with a lead early on here at Miami. Meanwhile, let's look at our championship contenders. The 5 continuing to fall back. And here's a battle for the championship lead right now, even though we're 4 laps in. Doge and Hee going at it for the championship lead. And looks like Raccoon's on the inside lane as well. Maybe he can make up some spots after starting deep in the field. And Hubris is stuck on the top lane as well. She's not going to be able to make much momentum. Here comes the Racer in the 16. If he wins here today, he'd bookend the season with a win at Daytona, the first race of the season, and a win at Miami, the last race of the season, both in Florida. So I guess that makes sense. I guess he's the Florida champion. But we are adding Pensacola to the schedule next season, so that'll be an interesting one for sure. Another Florida track. Shadow beginning to lose his lead a little bit to the 11 of Blood Clot right behind. There's Among Us in the 53 with an amazing run. Almost gets into the 11 again. Or almost gets into the 11 again. Here comes Chow in the 96 with a great run out of turn 4. And they're still very close together as one lengthier pack, but they're still relatively close together in their draft. Now the 53 is going to try and get a bit of an advantage over the 11 here for the lead. Meanwhile, Dogecube has officially overtaken the 5, and he currently leads this championship battle 6 laps in. He's about to go on to Cole right now for the 6th place spot. And now they're 3 wide between Chow, the Racer, and Blood Clot, and that's easily going to get dissipated here. There's Imposter in the 34, Squid Games in the 0-1, and Hubris still struggling on the top lane, can't find a way to get down to the bottom if she stays up there for a long period of time. That 45 could catch up real quick and pass her. There he is right there, right in front of Pac-Mobile. He's gained a bunch of spots since the start of this race. He's looking for that grand prize. But this was one cube you could say has been very dominant at the start of the season, had a bit of a struggle in the playoffs and in the mid part of the season, in the midsection, start of the season. It had a horrendous round of 8 with 2 straight races with issues and was knocked out of the round of 8. Could have been a contender for the championship, but unfortunately had those mechanical issues. You can see the 33 of Trolling way back there, back in the pack. And there's Hee Hee Ha in the 5. Bob the Builder now trying to pass Hee Hee Ha. This is a championship battle as well between the 46 and the 5. And he's going to pass him, as both 2 very important contenders in this race are stuck on the outside lane, I mean. And there's the Racelyn and the 80 making up some moves early on. She started way in the back, and now she's making up moves, but she's side drafting the 97 to Pac-Mobile, and I can tell you one cube that has fallen off since the start of this race, and that's the 19. Started in the top 10, now it's fallen back to about 21st, so bad start for her right now. Cole in the 28, though, holding in his top 10 position. As Doge Cube continues moving his way to the front, as we got potential battle for the lead here between 2 cubes that have not won a race yet this season. Shadow and Among Us, both who have been close to getting to victory lane, but unfortunately have not been able to get it this season, and Shadow especially with a million mechanical failures he's had. But he's going to try and take a run on the inside. He doesn't have enough momentum though. He's going to have to back off, and here comes Chow in the 96, also winless this season, looking to end off the season with a win. Let's see if he can do it here today. Doge keep continuing to slice through the field early on, as it looks like Goots in the 7 tried to make a dive bomb to the inside of the 00, but could not do it. He slides up to the outside. Here comes Squid Games behind him to try and get to the front. And now Cole is trying to get off of his draft, try and get back in the top 10. Actually, he still is in the top 10. And now Eggdog in the 20 with a great run on Bob the Builder, passes him, and now Hubris in the 07 is back on the inside lane. Let's see if she can make any moves in this field. It looks like Raccoon's stuck on the outside now, so he's going to fall back a little bit. But if Shadow the Hedgehog wins here today, then I know someone that will be very, very happy with this. You know, if he wins here today, that'd probably be very reminiscent of a certain driver's 2013 season where he had a bunch of issues all season, didn't do all that great, missed the playoffs, missed some races, and went on to win the season finale at Homestead-Miami Speedway. Maybe that could happen here today? Who knows? As the pit strategies will play a factor in this race for sure, as that'll happen around the 60s or 70s. So expect that to happen later in this race if we go caution-free, which is not really likely, considering they're still very, very aggressive right now. We almost had a wreck on lap 2, so you know how aggressive they're getting. But wow, Omori Sr. passing his teammate Omori Jr. on the inside bold move there and trolling in the 33, currently doing the worst out of all the championship core contenders right now. He is also winless this season. He's managed to plow his way through every single round of the playoffs and was looking to be a winless champion, but he's struggling pretty hard right now. He's going to need some adjustments on his pit stop to make it to the end with some decent speed. Raccoon's still stuck on the outside here. He is going to battle with Pecorine and Sands Club in the 21. And Sands Club is the only cube this season that has not led a single lap. If he gets lucky on pit cycles, that might change, but who knows at this rate if that'll actually happen. These two right here, the 07 of Hebrews and the 5 of Hee Ha, have battled a lot together this season between each other. They're both very good at these intermediate tracks, so they've been racing each other a lot. And now the 5 trying to make a pass on the 07 here, makes the pass work, but he is not clear yet. I guess in the 19 tried to make it 3 wide there between Sanic and Pacmobile, but that did not end up working out. And now she's going to stay on the inside line. Here comes the 97 of Pacmobile to the inside. Let's see if he can get down to the bottom and pass her. Doesn't look like it's going to work out all that well for him. Bob the Builder now trying to hunt down the 00 of Doge Cube, who has now moved to 3rd. Trying to hunt down Chow for 2nd, but potentially hunt down the lead. Take it away from Shadow. Cole in the 28 still holding off strong in 6th place. One of his best runs so far this season outside of the super speedways where he's been the strongest at. I believe that's his highest stat. But he's done very well at all the super speedway races this season except for Talladega because that's the one he crashed out at. So he's looking forward to a good note to end this season off to as here comes Bob the Builder making a run on the inside of the 28 here. His teammate Daisy has fared a little bit better than him. She's finished 2nd a few times this season, especially at Watkins Glen, where she valiantly battled to the end with Squidward for the win, but ended up losing out after she did pretty good all race. And now Doge Cube has passed the 96 for 2nd, and let's see if he can catch up to the 3 and pass him for the lead. And like I said earlier, bonus points do not matter in this race. If you lead a lap, it does not count for bonus points. It is just about your finishing position at the end of this event. But Shadow continuing to lead right now. Let me just switch over to my ticker real quick. I'm still on my Streamlabs tab. There we go. He has led 18 laps in this race so far. That is every single one of them. We could have 2 completely dominated races in a row if he continues to do well like this, but Doge Cube is closing in very quickly. And this pack is still very competitive. They're all within 6 seconds of each other, which is kind of wild. Usually it starts thinning out real quickly at other tracks, but... Sorry, I thought I heard spin outs for a second. I thought we had a crash, but apparently not. Probably just the car's bottoming out. There's the racer in the 16. Fell back a little bit after the start, but he's hanging on nice on the inside lane. And now Hubris is on the bottom as well, trying to pick up the draft of the 19 of Igus and trying to get into the draft of the 63 of Dumb Cat. Dumb Cat also winless this season. Ooh, contact between the 97 and the 63 coming into turn 2. That was right in front of Hubris, and that would have been very painful if she were to get involved in that tomfoolery. But Hee Haw now trying to draft off at the back, and these two are still going at it. Actually, this whole group right here is very, very squirrely, I would say. They are getting very close to each other. Not giving any shits whatsoever. Now Cole trying to pass Squid Games for the 6th place position. Also trying to get by Bob the Builder as well. He's having, like I said, he's having a pretty decent run out here today. So now, let's check on the rest of our championship contenders as a Doge Cube. Actually, let's wait on that for a second. We got a potential battle for the lead between 3 different contenders right now. Chow is in 3rd, getting the draft off of the Championship 4 driver of Doge Cube. And Shadow, 2 of these drivers are winless this season, looking to try and win here tonight. But as the race goes on, you should start to see the skybox changing a little bit. That's because, like I said, this is a day-to-night track. It will change from night, or not night to day, day to night. If it was the 24 hours of Daytona, it would be night to day, then day to night. Or vice versa. Now Doge Cube making a pass on the bottom for the lead. He's taking Chow with him. Oh, but he loses all that momentum on the bottom lane, and Shadow's going to get away for now. And that botched up speed is going to allow both the 53 and the 46 of Bob the Builder to draft right behind and catch up to these leaders very quickly. Meanwhile, Trolling still struggling back in 35th. Started 33rd, has not done too much better. Raccoon struggling now in 31st. Was doing decent early on, but still looks like he's having trouble finding his way to the bottom lane, as here comes Jinx in the 42 on the bottom trying to pass him. After his clutch victory at Memphis to get himself into the championship 4, after to get himself into contention for the grand prize. Actually, he put him into the leaders, the first in points out of all the drivers that weren't in the playoffs. Actually, no, that was Igus, but she doesn't count for the championship 4 thing, or the grand prize. But now Shadow has lost positions to both Chow and Bob the Builder. We could potentially see a pass for a championship position here, as here comes Bob the Builder on the bottom trying to pass Shadow and Chow to try and contend with Doge Cube. And let's see where Hee Ha is. He's not far back either, in 9th. So 3 of our championship 4 are in the top 10 right now, looking to try and get to the end of the race without much issue. And Hubris hanging on right behind the racer in 11th, still having Igus Tandem right behind. Sheepmobile, we haven't talked about all day, has slowly moved his way up to 15th. Doing decent here today. He already has a win this season, so he's not looking forward to stealing one away at one point. But this top 5 is now linked within each other. They are all in each other's draft right there, and they're trying to make their way up to the front, as Among Us is now falling out of this lead pack. And here comes Hee Ha passing the 53. But yeah, you can see the skybox now has a bit of an evening tint to it. But as the more the camera is focusing more on the track and the cars rather than the actual skybox, so you won't notice it as much as you would think. But it does gradually change over time, and actually the light textures should come on. They're like Sega Dreamcast-esque light textures in this game, which makes sense because the Dreamcast was around this time. Actually, a little bit older than this time. But like GameCube, Dreamcast, PS2 era lighting systems, that's what the lights in this track look like, and they actually look pretty good with the nighttime effect. But Chow right on the back bumper of Doge Cube trying to take the lead away. Has not led a race since, well, actually he led pretty recently at IRP. But before that, he had not led since Bristol Dirt, and that's where Miku went on to win her first race in just her 3rd start. And since then has done pretty alright. She actually had a pretty big surge late this season, had some decent finishes, but... And now Shadow trying to get back in the action here in the 3, as this field has started to shuffle out. Looks like Cole's being shuffled out, so is the 46 of Bob the Builder. Here comes Hee Ha passing him for a spot. So Squid Game, so is Imposter in the 34 having a pretty decent run. Chow slides up the track a little bit in turns 3 and 4. He's going to lose some momentum to Shadow. Now Shadow's going to get a run out of 4. Can he come to get 2nd place away from the the 96 here? Oh no, Chow's going to clear him here. And he's going to lose a lot of momentum to the 96 here. 34 of Imposter now trying to find a way to get up to this lead pack. If Shadow keeps slowing down, that's going to allow him to keep gaining on our leader, but unfortunately he will not lead every lap. Oh, battle for the lead. Here comes the 96 with a run in turns 3 and 4. He's going to be side by side with Doge Cube across the line, and he did lead that lap there by 1/100th of a second. He's going to try and lead for now, get a good distance ahead of the 000. Chow is also a user-submitted cube, so I definitely know someone that will be very happy with that 96 being in victory lane after they've had a pretty miserable season, just to say the least. Hasn't really been... Oh, but Dogecube's coming back, though, trying the crossover move. He's got help from the 3. Who's going to lead this lap? It's going to be the 96, but let's see if that 00 has a run going into 1. Oh, barely gets cut off. Gets the door slammed on him by the 96. But here comes the 5 and the 46. 3 of our championship 4 in the top 6 looking to try and battle with each other here as the field starts to thin out a little bit more. Trolling still struggling back in 37th. Raccoon falling back even more in 32nd. And where is... Well, actually, the rest of the field's more or less in the top 10. Or the rest of the field that we care about right now is in the top 10. But Chow is starting to get away a little bit here in turns 1 and 2. Dogecube just trying to hang on. Yeah, you can see the light textures now have just turned on the backstretch. If you notice those for a second, you'll notice them when we come back around. But there's those little cones. It's like a little aesthetic that I like in older games like these. And when modders make new tracks and they recreate that kind of cone texture thing, it's nice. It looks cool. But there are some reshade mods for this. Actually, I have a reshade mod on right now, but with the right reshade presets, this game could look absolutely fantastic. But not with these cubes, though. But Dogecube trying to take that lead back. Oh, gets really close to the 96. Boots him out of the way. Almost gets into him again going into 3. And Hee Hee Ha and Bob the Builder waiting in the wings for something to happen between our leaders. Shadow trying to aggressively defend, but the 5 goes on the inside. Very close battle for the lead. They're 3 wide for second. As Shadow gets shuffled through the middle. That's not where you want to be at this track. You either want to be on the top lane or on the bottom lane. Never in the middle. Just like a super speedway. Dogecube keeps the lead. Hee Hee Ha is going to go to second. Bob the Builder going to go to third. And we have a 3-way battle for the championship right now between our top 3. All in the championship 4. How about that? And the third one and the fourth one is in 37th, but we don't care about him right now. He's just trying to get to the end. Battle for the lead though between the 5 and the 00. The 5 has not led a lap so far in this race, but that doesn't even matter because points don't matter in this race except for where you finish. Here comes the 28 of Cole on the bottom lane trying to make a run for the lead as well. Sneakily waiting in the wings trying to get some draft of our leaders. There's 3 wide for the lead coming out of 4. Look at this battle for the lead. Bob the Builder is going to fall off a little bit as the 5 is going to clear him. And now Cole goes to the outside lane. Here comes Shadow again on the bottom lane. Side by side, door to door, but for 5th place back there between the 3. Here comes Hubris and the 07 trying to get in the mix as well, but she's got to stay out of trouble so that she doesn't lose the championship to Raccoon. After all, she did just change an engine after last week, and she doesn't want to lose another one. But the 5 has led his first lap of the race. Bob the Builder trying to lead his first lap of the race. Multiple leaders is always nice. Looks like Squidward, Igus, and Goots have made their way back up the field a little bit. Here comes, Hubris with a very, very bold move to the bottom lane, but just can't get past the 53 of Among Us as now Cole gets shuffled out to the top lane. He's going to have to merge pretty quickly, but Chow's got an amazing run on the bottom there. I don't think he'll be able to do it. No, he's going to stay on the top lane for now. Here comes Sheepmobile making a bid for the top 10. And by passing the racer, actually, I think he is in the top 10 now. Just didn't register when he got across the line. He gets out to a little bit of a lead now. Shadow, though, trying to catch up the best he can. See if he can get there in time. Ooh, 3 wide. Hubris sends Among Us up the track, almost in the Bob the Builder. And she's not going to gain that much out of that. She lost a lot of momentum there. Ooh, wow. Hubris slides to the track, and Bob the Builder goes way on the bottom. Gets an amazing run on Shadow. He's going to get the 2nd place spot here in turn 1. Ooh, almost make some contact with the 3. Got very, very close there between those two. Could have dumped him and sent him into the wall and caused some real chaos. Bob the Builder's not won a race this season, and ever since he won the season finale at Texas World, where he shut out Donkey Kong's chances of making the playoffs, although I don't believe the 98 would have made it very far because of his lackluster performance recently. There he is back there, just out of frame. Or in frame, just in the background. With all these guys battling, that means the 5 is going to get away a little bit, but don't count them out for too long, as once they start linking up together, they'll be able to catch up to him very quickly. But we are 44 laps into this one. We should be approaching the pit window in just a little bit, in about 20 or so laps, maybe a little more than that. But those first round of pit stops are going to be absolutely crucial to what happens in this race. Also, no mechanical failures yet so far, which is a good sign. He's going to stay in the lead right now, ahead of the rest of the field. Gains a little bit more, but now Bob the Builder is going to get to second. Huber's now get to third. Chow in fourth. Shadow in fifth. He's going to get ahead of the 53, but here comes Cole with the run on the 53 on the bottom lane. Let's see if he can get past him and to potentially up to the top 5 for the first time tonight. Well, he was in the top 5 for a brief moment, but he fell back. And here comes Sheetmobile. Our client's adversary, perhaps. Those two definitely have been racing with each other a lot this season. And they've been involved in a surprising amount of wrecks together this season, but who knows? Maybe once I get done with the top 10 wrecks this season compilation after the season is done, it'll show how many times these two. But that Charlotte wreck, where, 97 of Pac-Mobile with a tire down. He's going to have to go down the bottom lane right in front of 2 of our contenders. Oh, he's really slow on track, but he's going to be able to make it to pit road, as he has still got power. Oh, and the 25 of Dragalia lost as well with a tire down. But she has still got power. She's got a damage 0, so she might not even have to pit. Yeah, she might not have to pit for now, but that's definitely going to cost her on her next pit stop. So problems for both the 25 and the 97 there simultaneously. And the 25 was technically in the running for the grand prize, but mathematically it wasn't possible for her to win it, considering Hubris and Raccoon were more than 50 points ahead. And here comes Bob the Builder there right on the bottom lane. But the thing is with Raccoon is that he actually has a points advantage over Hubris going into this race by like 8 points. So even if he finishes behind her, he can still win it by if he's behind her by a few positions. Another alert now as Pac-Mobile comes on the pit road. There he is, changing his tires on pit road, so he's going to be able to fix that problem most likely. But the 5 and the 46, 2 Championship 4 contenders looking for the lead. Chow and the 96 not far behind either, as Pac-Mobile finally gets out of his pit stall, but he's going to have to go a second lap down, unfortunately. So it's going to be hard for him to get those laps back. Battle for the lead as Bob the Builder is going to get help from Chow in turns 1 and 2, but the 96 is going to fade a little bit. They're still door to door. I don't know what Bob the Builder is doing right now, but as he's going to allow Chow to get to the bottom lane. Shadow hanging off in 4th. Huber's hanging back in 5th, and this pack has started to dissipate a little bit. But not too much. But don't worry, those guys will probably start bunching up together again and try and get the lead. But Bob the Builder now out front. Once again, his first lap lead of the day. Here comes Chow looking for second. Ooh, Hubris with a very aggressive move to Shadow. Almost gets into the back of him there, but does not make the pass on the 3. She'll have to wait to... Actually, she might try the middle lane. Ooh, that's very risky, especially here at Miami. No, she's not going to try the middle lane. But Hee Haw is going to be stuck in the top lane now. Cole, Squid Games, and Dogecube all trying to work together to get back up front. Dogecube especially needs to get back up there if he wants a chance at winning the championship here today. Squid Games now on the bottom with the 28 in tow. Side by side, bumper to bumper, door to... Not really bumper to bumper, but door to door across the line. They are practically even. We're not really even. That was a few tenths difference, but still. Now this little bunch of the rest of the top 5 and 6th place. And here comes Hubris going for... Ooh, still... Oh, now she will actually try and get past Shadow. She has a bit of a run here in turns 3 and 4. Gets past him a little bit. And she will get to 2nd, but she's got 2 very fast cubes behind her. They can get up there and pass her if they want to. Hihihao's going to make the crossover move on the bottom. They're trying to take 2nd place back. Squid Game's also trying to get himself into the mix. Like I said, don't count those guys out for too long, because they'll catch up real quick and get to the front. These two still side by side. Cole's still in the bottom lane. Cole's actually trying to make it 3 wide. Is that going to work? No, it will not work out. And he's got Chow right behind him, getting that draft. Doge Cube hanging back at 9th. There's a Mori Cube having a pretty good run. He's made his way up to 11th as Aegis is now in the top 10. Eggdog has fallen back a little bit, and so is Sheepmobile. So is the Racer. He's fallen back to 18th. Dumb Cat Imposter is fallen back to 21st. Goodness. Daisy's gained a few spots. Meloetta's gained a little bit. Raccoon's still struggling back in 32nd, but Trolling has actually gained a few spots as of recent, so maybe he could be good after his pit stops begin. And it was Gunn back in the original Season 2 who won this race, lapped everyone, and won this race. He did not win the championship because he was not in the championship 4, but he has experience with winning at this track in very elaborate style, so... No, I don't think it's going to happen today, as he is very much the slowest cube on track right now. Squid Game's now getting past Hubris. Here comes Doge Cube on the bottom as well. And Shadow looking for a chance to get to the... Ooh. Tried to make 3 wide work, but all 3 of them just decided to back out of that. Here comes Aegis and Omori Sr. with Dragalia Lost, who, by the way, has a tire problem. So I don't think you would want to draft with her right now. But they are slowly making their way back up to this lead pack. Expect them to be very fast very, very soon. Talk about Omori Sr. had an absolutely horrendous round of 8. Did not make the championship 4, but he's won races in Season 1 and Season 2 of the original series, and now has won races here. So you could say he has experience with winning. Bob the Builder, though, very, very close behind the 5. These two battling for the championship. Very close between them. I really wonder which one of those two is going to be victorious at the end of the day, because these two have probably been the best of the championship contenders all night, even though 3 of them have led laps here in this race. Cole in 4th, Chow in 5th. They seem to be battling with each other now, as they are disagreeing on where they want to be on track, but pit road entry here is a pretty tedious place, but shouldn't be that hard for those guys trying to get on pretty soon. They're actually not running too terrible of laps right now compared to the laps they were running earlier. Like, their tires aren't wearing off that bad, like, at all. Normally they'd be going a lot slower by now, but they're actually running pretty good laps. And oh, by the way, fastest lap of the day so far is a 29.079 by Sheepmobile in the 30. And he is currently running 13th right now. He's falling back a little bit, but he's still kicking strong. Oh, wow. Contact between the leaders, and they almost turned them both turned themselves around. That could have been disaster for both of those contenders there, as they both get away from that. How the hell did they both save that? That is incredible. Unbelievable. Oh, and Hihiha's coming in the pit road. Yep. 62 is the time where they're coming on the pit road now, and here are our first takers. I believe the 5 really wanted to get on pit road now after sliding those tires, but man, that was a close call for him. and the 46. But here are our first takers. Looks like no maidens. Meloetta. Ooh, here's a good overhead view of the track. Good for free cam. Miku's on pit road. So is Mori Cube, Meloetta, Daisy, McQueen, Pecorine actually. Here comes Bob the Builder and Hubris. Doge Cube staying out for now. So are Sheepmobile and Igus. Hubris in the 07 also pitting. Raccoon also pitting. And is Trolling pitting as well? I believe he did not. Yeah, he's not pitted yet. Sheepmobile going down to commit. Almost gets into the 19. They're going to be very, very close getting onto pit road, but they're both going to be able to make it there clean. Imposter's still staying out. Very bold. Packmobile stays out even though he's 2 laps down, so it doesn't really matter for him. Patrolling, who already started super far back in the field. Not going to gain that much after pit stops, but they really need to clean up their act so they can get to the end and potentially win a championship. But right now they're not doing so hot. But the last of our takers coming down pit road now as everyone else continues to exit off. So expect them to pit it. Actually, hold on. If we go green for the rest of the race, we could actually have a fuel mileage finish, which would be very based. Considering we almost had 2 of our race leaders die in the same corner, that could very well not be a possibility. But it looks like Hee Hee Ha was the winner of that exchange. Is Sands Club staying out? Oh no, he's in 40th. Yeah, he's in 41st. I don't even know what happened to him. Now, So Retro. It looks like So Retro and Imposter had pretty bad. Actually, no, they just came on. Looks like Imposter led 2 laps actually under that green flag run. Looks like Hee Hee Ha will take the lead once again, followed by Bob the Builder, then Hubris, then Chow, then Among Us, then Dragalia lost, gained a few spots. So did Doge Cube. Amori Cube is going to be in the top 10. So is Cole. Side by side between Sheepmobile and Squid Games. Daisy's gained a few spots off of pit road. Good for her. So is Melee Fox and Sanic. They benefited quite a bit. And the rest of those guys are beginning to merge now and carry on with their merry way. Ooh, pace car is on the track as we've got a caution. So Retro is out. Fear has crashed. Miku has crashed. And 3-car incident. Oh, and Kubendorf has crashed as well. And like I said, this is probably not going to go green for the rest of the race, but the caution is out for the first time today. Now let's see what happened to those 4. Running in the back of the pack. Looks like Sir Retro was merging back on track. What was he doing? Oh, big hit to the 13 of Fear. And Kubendorf must have hit him as well because he's got terminal engine damage. But that's our first crash of the day. That's going to take a couple of guys out of the race for sure. As the pace car now. Oh, more guys coming back on the pit road. Interesting. Igus is back on pit road. So is Melee Fox. So is Squidward and Dumbcat. And Trolling is back on pit road as well. So some of these guys are actually going to be on different strategies now. Which means if they have a fuel mileage finish, these guys could potentially make it to the end because they're slightly better fuel now. But they're taking tires as well, which is really interesting. I don't know why they're taking tires even after they just pitted for tires. So they're only taking right side tires though, so I guess leads that group down. She's gonna come out first, followed by Melee Fox, Squidward, Dumbcat, Trolling, Eggdog, and a bunch of those guys. Packmobile came back on pit road as well, which is interesting. But those guys might actually be able to make it to the end if we go green for the rest of this race. These guys will be able to save now. Well, they'll be able to save a little bit of fuel now, but it all depends on what will happen then. But a 4-car incident will take 3 cars out of the race. Fear, So Retro, and Miku all out. And Cubendorf. Actually, all 4 of those cubes involved are now out of the race. So Cubendorf, Fear, So Retro, and Miku are all done for the day, and that'll be a last car finish for Kubendorf. I believe that's actually his first of the year, but I'll calculate that after the season is over. But our current top 10 is Hee Hee Ha in first, Bob the Builder second, Hubris third, Chow in fourth, Among Us in fifth, Dragalia Lost in sixth, the Doge Cube in seventh, Omori Cube in eighth, Cole's in ninth, Squid Games is in 10th. And the rest of the field's Sheetmobile is 11th, Daisy's in 12th, Sanic is 13th, 14th is Goots, 15th is Meloetta, 16th is Imposter, 17th is No Maidens, 18th is Shadow, 19th is Racelin, 20th is Omori Jr., and the Racer, Donkey Kong, Raccoon, McQueen, Gun, Pecorine, Sans Club, Igus, and these are the guys that have just pitted, so they'll be on slightly fresher tires, so they'll have a bit of a better chance to get back up there, but most of those guys weren't really on warm tires anyway, so they'll have a little bit of a wheel spin coming to the green as I hydrate real quick. Remember to stay hydrated, because that's good for you. I believe it will be restarting at lap 71, unless the pace car lights go out early, which I don't think they will be, so. But right now, our championship contenders, only one of them is not looking so hot. That's the 33. And Raccoon has gained some spots after some people pitted on pit road, but he's still the slowest out of the two contenders for the grand prize, so he needs to pick up his pace if he wants to get back up there and fight for that free Steam game. Or free provided by me. But Hee Hee Ha will lead this race, and we are going back to green next time by, so all the lap cars will line up on the inside line. Actually, Pac-Mobile is not lining up on the inside, which is interesting. Is he back on the lead lap? Yes, he is actually back on the lead lap. Good for him. He actually managed to get those 2 laps back because of the pit stops, which is really interesting. Way to go. Way to go for him, at least. The Hubris winning the race here today after winning the regular season championship, which would be a very smart way to bookend the season. But she's got to beat her regular season rival, Bob the Builder, for that position, as he is currently ahead of her. Remember, she beat him by 1 point to the regular season championship, which earned her 15 bonus points toward the chase. But then she collapsed, basically, in the round of 8 and couldn't make it to the championship 4. We've got a long line to go back to the green flag here at Miami. Pace car pulls off. And as we are past halfway now, we're about to go back to green here at Miami. Hee Hee Ha on the 5. It's going to lead him to the green. Hopefully he's going to try and get himself to a championship. He gets a great restart here. Yeah, you can see those light textures are now being a bit more prominent. You can see the lights from the taller lights on the back straightaway and in the corners. Thought I heard someone spinning for a second, but we were all good. These three are all right behind each other now as Bob the Builder washes up in the corner quite a bit. That's going to allow Hee Hee Ha to get away a little bit. Dragalia Lost is now in 5th. Doing pretty good right now in that 25. Still close to Hubris and Raccoon in terms of points, but not mathematically eligible to win the grand prize, unfortunately. So she is not in this picture, and neither is the 30 of Sheetmobile. But Hubris now ahead of Bob the Builder by just a smidge, trying to pass him here in turn 2. Trying to get out there and show him how to win a championship. Considering he didn't win the regular season championship, now she's trying to beat him at his own game in the regular season championship. Not in terms of winning the championship, but of winning the race. to be a big kick in the nuts for him. I don't know why I phrased it like that, but oh well. Now Dragalia lost, trying to go for second with Doge Cube, and the 0-0 back in it again. He's making up some spots here. Now up to second in the championship standings. He just needs to pass the 5 to be back up to first again. He's going to make a dive to the bottom lane to get past the 25, and he's going to get it. Very bold move by the 0-0 there. Here comes a Morris Sr., who was in the round of 8, but had a pretty horrendous round of 8. And he was 54 points behind the cutoff line once that round ended, so... Came close, but no cigar for a championship as the Squid Games and Meloetta's up here now. Look at that. As Daisy and Goots almost made contact back there as well, so they're still very squirrely. It's now 3 wide between Meloetta, Among Us, and Hubris, as Hubris is starting to fall back a little bit, and so is Dragalia lost. Cole trying to get some moves on Bob the Builder here as Omori Cube shutting the door on him. Now in third. But here's the real battle right here between two drivers looking for a championship here tonight in Miami. And like I said, that day to night effect really taking effect on this track as the grass is now darker and the track is now just as bright as it was before from the lights lighting it up here at Homestead. Doge Cube making a dive down to the bottom. I gotta say, if you ever go to a race, or if you live in the Florida area, go to this track because it is absolutely beautiful at night. Especially, well, they don't race there at the night anymore, unfortunately. I mean, they do during the truck race, but look up a replay of like the 2013, 2014 championship races because those are in 720p, I believe, or 1080p actually, because they're official. But those races are absolutely gorgeous at night, especially with these blue walls and the Sprint Cup banners that turn the smoky yellow when you do a burnout. But Doge Cube now up to a pretty sizable lead as Hee Hee Ha is falling back. Bob the Builder now passes him for second in the championship standings. And Hubris is falling back quite a bit as well. Ooh, wow. Sanic and No Maidens made some close contact there. And Trolling is actually gaining some spots as well in the 33. Not very many, but he is still making his way up the field. As Raccoon is falling further and further back, he's not having a good day for sure. Oh, wow. Chow making a 3-wide with Cole and Hubris there. Not a group you see together very often, especially not in this season. There's Dragalia lost in the 25, trying to get back up front again. Now Meloetta has moved to second. Among Us now trying to go for third. As Bob the Builder falls further back. And now these two will leave themselves a battle with each other as Doge Cube gets away a little bit more. Oh, Raccoon now falling back to probably last in this pack. That is just a gut punch for that team who fought so hard, got that clutch win in Memphis to get into the championship, not really in the championship 4, but to get into position to win the grand prize. Led every lap, started on pole, dominated the race, but now just choking it today. Hopefully he can actually gain some speed before the end of this race, but it's not looking very likely here. He's got to outlast them on fuel if he needs to do that. Doge keep getting away with a pretty commanding lead, but he's not that far away from that 70 of Meloetta. All I can say is expect this track to be the championship finale again next season, because this is some really great racing. Even though the schedule next season is going to be cut down to 20 races instead of 36, it is still going to be... I'm going to add some the most exciting tracks from this season, and some new ones that have some promise, like Denver and Pensacola. Those should be fun. And Bermuda, probably. Bermuda was a good one in Season 2. Where we had Quandale Dingle hit the barrels. Doge Cube now losing his lead a little bit to the 70. Remember, Meloetta has won a race this season. I believe she won at Pigs Creek. I can't remember off the top of my head, but she did win a race in the playoffs, even though she was not in the playoffs. Among Us won the All-Star race and got that stats bonus, but it really hasn't worked out for him all that well. this season. Yeehaw now, trying to just stay ahead of his adversaries and try and get up to Doge try and have a run at the championship. But Bob the Builder is going to be a wedge in his chances to get up there, as he still has the battle with him. He's going to lose more speed by battling with him. Doge currently staying ahead of the pack. Now Dragalia, Lost, and Daisy working together to get back maybe to the top 5 if they can race with each other pretty well. Shadow down to the bottom, so is Sheepmobile, so is Sanic as well. Doing pretty decent, back in 13th. Cole has fallen back to 16th, but don't expect him to be back there very long, as he has done a pretty good job passing people this race. But the real question is, can these leaders that didn't pit under the last caution make it to the end on fuel? That is a good question to ask here at a track like this, where things get very hectic very quickly, as we saw during that last caution. Yeehaw gets very close to the back bumper of the 46. Right behind him. Gets that draft once again. Is he going to try and get some help from Hubris? No. Hubris is going to stay in the top lane. Probably not the smartest idea for her, as here comes Squid Games to the bottom trying to stay away from her. And he will successfully pass her for the lead here. But Dragalia Lost distancing herself away from Daisy. Oh, here we go. Here's the dynamic duo at it again. Sanic and Shadow. The more these two run together, the more I have hope for a Sonic Adventure 2 remake. Like that's ever gonna happen. But Cole's moved back up to 12th, and Moricube falling back to 14th. Chow has fallen off quite a bit too. And here comes Trolling in the 33. Like I said, he's making up more and more positions. He must have done something on that pit stop, because he is making moves and taking names. And he's passing more and more people probably to try and get up there and fight for a title. He's really woken up now. But Dogecube continued to dominate out front. And we've had a couple of drivers get close to passing the lead lap, the most amount of laps led. Currently, the most amount of laps led is Hee-Hee-Haw. He has led 27 laps today. Dogecube has led 24, and Shadow has led 24. But that shows how many leaders we've had in this race so far, as it has been very, very competitive. Oh, Daisy's actually in the top 10 now. She's made up of quite a few spots, and now she's passed both Sanic and Shadow. And she's working her way up. Sanic right on the bottom as well. Will he work with Shadow, or is Shadow going to take the middle line? No, he will not. He's going to... Whoa, very close contact between those two. Almost turned him into the wall. Almost did a Dale Earnhardt. Oh, there's Trolling again. He's making up more spots. He's in 17th now. Trying to make his way up the field. I do believe he is one of the fastest cubes on track right now. 3 wide for third between Squid Games, Bob the Builder, and Meloetta, as Hubris is once again left out to dry. Can't get any positions here. But yeah, like I said, the real question here is, can these guys that didn't pit under that caution make it to the end on field? Because they pitted around lap 62. Yeah, 67 was around when they pitted. Or 64, yeah, 64 was when they all finished doing their pit stops at the latest. And 67 is around when they pitted under caution. And most of those guys that did pit under the caution were some of the first to pit, so they may have chosen some good strategy here to try and make it to the end. But Dogecube's still out front by a pretty substantial margin, ahead of the 53, ahead of the Squid Games, then Hubris, then Milliwetta, then the 5 Hee Hee Ha. Last cube in the top 10 is going to be Sanic, as Colnem is at the 12th, Moricube 13th, and here comes Trolling in 16th. He is gaining more and more spots, looking to battle for potentially a championship here today. If he wins it, not only if he wins the race and wins the championship, that would be great, but if he doesn't win the race and wins the championship, then hoo boy, that'll be funny, because he has not won a single race this season, but he has the most top 10s out of any cube this season, so looking forward to keeping that streak alive as he gets very close behind the 34 of Imposter. Oh, gets close again. Basically shoves him out of the way in turn 4. He really wants to get up front and get to this lead pack. Daisy and Dragalia Lost working together to get past 2 championship contenders. Doing pretty well right now. Hubris in the 07, Milliwetta in the 7D. Having a good time down there, trying to get past the 53. Squid Games has now moved up to 2nd. Funny seeing the 00 and the 01 in 1st and 2nd. That's a neat little thing to see. Milliwetta in the 7. Did pretty decent after those pit stops. 53 has been pretty decent all day. Same with the 07. Now some of our championship contenders starting to fall back a little bit, as now Daisy and Dragalia Lost are starting to gain some more positions here on the track. And remember, Dragalia Lost had a tire problem. Probably had an extended stop on pit road. Has actually gained more spots probably than anyone else in this race. Has fought her way up to 6th. Pretty good drive by that 25 today. Could get her 2nd win of the year, like as she won the rain-delayed race at Phoenix. Ooh, very close contact between the 53 and the 07. Among Us is going to boot her out of the way, and here comes the 25 on the bottom lane trying to make it 3 wide, and it looks like she will. No, she will not make it 3 wide, but she's going to try and make the move as Hubris gets past him here. Three wide between Bob the Builder. Now Dragalia Lost is going to be stuck on the middle lane as they get very close together. And now Shadow's trying to make his way back up the field again. He's back in the top 10. Pushing Daisy back up to the front as he wants to lead some more laps. Also, I promise for next season I'll have a different sound pack than this one, because you can download sound packs for this game that change the way the cars sound, and most of them are realistic, but some of them are memey. Like there's one that's just the Vine yawn sound effect where all the cars just go, oh, and it actually sounds kind of funny when they start shifting. I'm gonna take another swig of water. Stay hydrated. As the race is starting to wind down, as we almost get to the 1 hour mark of this event, Milliwetta in the 70 trying to make her way back up to 2nd, but Dogecube currently slaying the field right now, running great lap times, but our current fastest lap is still Sheepmobile, set way back earlier in the race. No one has beaten that lap so far. Now Hee Hee Ha and Dragalia Lost technically team. Oh, there's the 33. Like I said, he's making his way up to the top 10. What a comeback, as he was so shit earlier on in this race, and now he could be battling for a championship position with the 5 as he is continuing to pass cubes here for the lead. He's trying to pass the 25 for a top 10 spot. Look at this. Ooh, 3 wide back there, I think. No, but very close between those 3. But Trolling is killing it right now. He's very quick on those tires. Trying to get past Daisy as well. Let's see if he can actually get past her. He's going to try and make 3 wide work. Oh, wow. Very close. They're all within the middle groove. As Trolling trying to finally pass a playoff cube for the first time today. Ooh, maybe not. Oh, wow. Well, they went 4 wide for a split second as Daisy almost crashed into Among Us there in the top lane. Look at that. 2 teammates trying to link up with each other. Cole and Daisy. Now Cole's back in the top 10. Once again, if he can pass Shadow. Ooh, lap traffic. Actually, not far ahead at all. Very far away, actually. Uh-oh, we got an alert. It's the 92 of... Wait, the 92 of Melee Fox is on pit road. He's taking time... No, wait, that's not it. Oh, it's 96 of Chow. Oh, no. Suspension problems. Gonna have to force him to come to pit road. He was having such a good run earlier today, and unfortunately this race is not going to end the way he anticipated. And that actually might be a DNF, because sometimes those end up with DNFs. Or does it say susp? Oh, no, it doesn't. It says susp if he DNFs from it, though. He is suspicious. Like Amogus, who is... Oh, Trolling's in 6th. He is gaining even more spots. He is just shredding this field right now. If he starts from 33rd, his number, and finishes this race today by winning the championship, that would be a damn miracle. I'd say that. I don't even know what the biggest margin from starting the champion even is, but that is a pretty damn close. But now Dogekeep's lead starting to fade a little bit. Meloetta closing up the gap between first and second very quickly. Dogekeep beginning to fall off a little bit as the 96 has now gone off of pit road. Oh, he's out of the race, so yeah, Chow out with suspension damage. Unfortunate, as he was having such a good run. He led 4 laps, and now he's just done for the day. Now Squid Game's trying to get into the picture as well in the 01. Bob the Builder and Hubris going at it once again. Trolling also in the 33. These 3 all battling for their own championship, but right now Hubris basically does not have any competition as Raccoon is just not having a good day today. Squid Game's now trying to make the pass for second. Past the 70. Trolling now trying to get past Hubris and Bob the Builder at the same time. He's going to try and move up to 4th. And he passes another championship contender. Now he's looking to go for the lead and for the championship lead. With 24 laps to go in this race, can he make the run? But the thing is, he has to make it to the end on fuel as well, because there's a good chance this will be a fuel mileage finish. So he has to make sure he can make it to the end on fuel. I believe he actually did pit under caution that last time, which may explain why he's faster. But he is cooking right now. He is cooking a meal. And that meal is going to be simmered in that dish, the beef at the Arby's. I don't know where I'm going with that, but Hubris is trying to come back, though. She got a great run in turn 4. Let's see if she can make it past him here. No, she can't. Bob the Builder can't either, but Trolling is just going to try and find a way. I don't know how he hasn't gotten the fastest lap of the race yet. The only cube in the top 5 to run a lap faster than him was Squid Games. And he's trying to make a move for 3rd now in turns 3 and 4 past Meloetta. And he is going to swiftly get past her now. Like I said, he was dog shit for the entire first half of the race, then came down pit road. And now he's like a completely different beast. A completely different Mr. Beast. But, you know, we should have a Mr. Beast cube. Whenever sign-ups open for next season, we should make a Mr. Beast cube. That'd be funny. Mr. Beast. Actually, that's Cole's job. I'm going to tell him to make a Mr. Beast cube. You know, actually, funny story. Daisy was originally supposed to be something completely different. It was actually supposed to be a super mega cube. Oh, Squidward has just blown an engine in front of our leaders. I mentioned a forbidden YouTube channel, and Squidward did not want any of it. But he's stuck on the top lane, though. That's going to be problematic for those guys that are on the top. They have to weave their way around him. Is the caution flag out? No. Uh-oh, he's going to stop on track. That's going to be a yellow. Maybe. Is that a yellow flag? Doesn't look like it. He's going to have to teleport. Yes, caution flag is out. And that changes everything. Now, here's the question. Will they all be able to make it to the end on fuel? When they will be able to make it to the end on fuel. The question is, do they pit now under this caution? Because that engine failure certainly changed the tide of this race for sure. As Dogecube's lead has been reduced to nothing, and Trolling in that 33, who has been gaining so quickly over the course of this race, could be a sleeper pick to win the championship and win a race in the last race of the season. As they're now trying to line up behind the pace car. Let's see how they all line up, if they even do come to pit road, what the strategy would be here at Miami. Looks like everyone's committing so far. Yeah, everyone's committing. Let's go with a spectator cam. Let's see if anyone else is. Melee Fox is staying out. Dumb Cat is staying out. Melee Fox is on the lead lap. Igus is staying out. Interesting. Ooh, Beavy had to get brake check, but 3 cubes staying out there. Melee Fox, Dumb Cat, and Igus all stayed out there. If you remember, the one of Igus's wins, actually no, it's uploaded on this channel, but I doubt anyone who's watching this season has watched it, but Igus's first career win in general was at Auto Club, beating the 5 to the line in a fuel mileage finish, so. But who's going to come off pit road first? Looks like Dogecube's going to win the race off pit road, followed by Squid Games, then Dragalia lost, then Bob the Builder. Very, very congested on pit road right there. Hee hee ha, and the 5 is going to lose a lot of spots here. Oh, and Jinx in the 42. And Pac-Mobile also gained a bunch of spots. So did Shadow and Imposter. Oh, and Sanic gained a ton of spots as well. So we could have a completely different picture for the race win, potentially. But these guys, though, are going to be in a lot of trouble once they get back to the restart, because they're going to be on older tires, and they may not even make it to the end of the race on their fuel. So a very, very bold strategy for Igus, Demcat, and Melee Fox, 2 of which have not won a race this season. Igus obviously have, because she's got a playoff banner. But the real question is, will they make it to the end, and will their tires actually help them be faster? Actually, no, Trolling won the race off pit road. He got out way ahead of Dogecube, so this could be your sleeper pick, as he is now the championship leader, as he is ahead of everyone else. Our championship cubes are now 4th, 5th, 6th, actually not 6th, 7th, and 19th. So now he ha's the odd one out way in the back. And let's see if Raccoon gained any spots off of pit road. Nope, he's still back in 34th. And a bad day is just continuing to be worse for that 45 team. We're probably going to be getting to 14 laps to go here at Miami to decide who wins this championship. It's going to be very close, I believe, between some of our top contenders this season. Still one more lap to go until we go green, though. Like I said, very bold moves for some of our championship contenders. Sheepmobile still has the fastest lap, by the way. By how much? Ooh, not by very much over Dragalia lost. Oh, that 25 has been fast as well. Slowest lap of the day is Miku. Actually, no, the slowest lap of the day is tied between So Retro and Miku. How about that? And Raccoon, 39th fastest lap of the race. That shows how good he's been. Yikes. That's a fat yikes for me. We're going back to green next time by. It'll be lap 120, which means we'll have 14 laps to go when we get back to racing here at Homestead-Miami Speedway. We've had a great race all night, lots of different leaders, and lots of different action for the Championship 4, as all of them have showed their face in the lead today. Well, not really trolling. He has not led a single lap, but he has been, all of them at least at one point have been a championship leader. But the battle for the grand prize hasn't been as exciting, as Hubris actually has fallen back to 16th off of that pit stop, so probably would have been 13th if these three guys pitted. But we'll see how these three do on this restart once we go back to green. Let me just hydrate real quick before we go back. Ah, the water. Count how many water particles are in this water bottle, Gamma or Omega. Pace car rolls off, and hopefully the final restart of the day, Melee Fox will lead them to the green. Let's see how long he can stay out front out there. Ooh, Igus definitely very slow on those tires. Probably regretting her choice to not pit, as trolling, trying to find an opportunity to try and get that draft. But Dumb Cat, though, looking to try and take the lead away from Melee Fox in the 92. Ooh, Igus cuts in front of the 33, though. Holding him off a little bit. That's going to allow Doge to potentially make a run. They are spreading out like crazy in the mid-pack, or in the top 10. These top three still holding their ground for now. Doing a pretty good job staying ahead of the cubes that have been very fast all day. Melee Fox winning here today would be a bit of a Cinderella story, if I say so myself. Trolling in the 33, though, looking to pass the 19 of Igus. Try and have a chance to win the race and the championship, but Doge Cube is going to be on the outside. Try and break his draft, but no, it's not going to work out. Now Squid Games is going to try and pass Trolling as well. Now Trolling goes to the high lane. Igus trying to break his draft, but he's still locked onto the back bumper of that 19, but now Dumb Cat trying to make some runs on the 92 for the lead. 3 wide between Jinx, Among Us, and Daisy back there, as Daisy drafting with her teammate Cole to try and stay in the top 10, or try and get in the top 10. Among Us still in the middle line, having some struggles to get out there. Now Squid Games is going to move to third as Igus gets stuck on the outside lane. So does Trolling. And now Doge Cube will get past and inherit the championship lead. For now, at least. Still got 10 laps to go. Anything can happen in those last 10 laps. His first win this season was at Talladega. So he knows how to win, for sure. He makes a dive to the bottom of Squid Games. He's not going to get a gap, though, as Igus continues to fall further back. Behind Bob the Builder and Milwaukee. Yeah, those old tires are not going to work out, but Melee Fox is doing a pretty good job at staying out front, leading this race at the end. Doge Cube now to third. Squid Games now in fourth. How long will it be until those guys can catch up to the 92 and pass him for the lead? As Dragalia now in fourth. Jinx now in seventh. Good comeback for that team. And look at Pac-Mobile. The first cube to have a meg fail this season this race, fell 2 laps down and is now recovered to 8th. What a comeback for that 97 team. Looking to end off the season with a top 10. Same with Cole, having a pretty good run as Daisy has fallen back significantly. They've gotten around Melee Fox for the lead. Now Cube trying to battle with Squid Games for the lead here at Miami. Let's see if he can do it. Dragalia lost in the 25, looking for a spot, looking for a chance to get past him. Hubris is actually pretty far back right now if Dragalia lost. Even though she's still, I don't even know if she's completely mathematically. Oh, caution! It's Hubris and Raccoon! Raccoon has passed Hubris for the championship position. Hubris was involved in a crash. And it looks like we're going to have a green-white checkered finish here in Miami. Unbelievable. Major playoff drama for the 07. Let's see what happened to her. 7 laps to go, by the way. Now 6. Let's see what happened to her. She got... Oh, her and Raccoon were both involved. She got dumped by Gun. Both, you see, both of these two are fighting for the grand prize. They both were involved in the same crash. So it depends on if neither of them DNF, then what's going to happen to the rest? Uh-oh, pit stops. Shit. Is anyone coming in? No, nobody's coming in. Oh, Squidward has retired from the race. I mean, obviously. But Hubris is going to go 1 lap down, and Raccoon's going to come on pit road as well. He is also going to go a lap down, I believe. Is it going to be done for the day, though? Yes! Raccoon is done for the day. And that means Hubris is guaranteed to win the grand prize, even though they were both involved in the same wreck, which is kind of wild. Oh, she's done for the day, too! So they both DNF'd around the same time, and now neither of them are going to finish the race. Wait! Hubris is a lap down, and Raccoon was ahead of her. So Raccoon's gonna win the grand prize. Oh my god, that's incredible. He pitted later than she did because she pitted a lap earlier than he did, and now Raccoon DNF'd after Hubris. So Raccoon's gonna win the grand prize by default. Oh my god, that is incredible. I have never seen anything like that before. But early congratulations to Titan and his cube for winning the championship, not really the championship, but winning the grand prize. Because I believe he is going to be ahead of her in points after the end of this race. But we're not going to be going to a green-white checkered, but we're going to be pretty damn close. You know, it's looking kind of similar to 2013 with this championship battle. You've got the championship leader in first. Then right behind him, Bob the Builder in second. Hee-hee-ha running third. Trolling has fallen back to 17th. Let's see if he'll be able to do anything. But really the only contender right now to Bob the Builder, to Cube, I mean, would be Bob the Builder. But Cube looking pretty right now in first place. But wow, what a topsy-turvy way to end the championship. Or not really the championship, but the grand prize championship for both Hubris and Raccoon. Actually, wait a minute. I think Dragalia Lost could steal this if she wins this race. It's maybe possible. I mean, those two are still finishing 34th and 35th, but she's going to be very close if she wins this race and gets it. She may have a chance to snipe it. So it may not be completely over. I got to look at the points afterwards, but it's looking very, very likely for Raccoon to get it now. But wow. What a way to end that little championship. We've still got one more to decide at the end of this one. It'll be the championship 4. And we are not going back to green this lap. We're going back to green at lap 132. So it'll be a green-white checkered to get to the finish line. Or get to the finish of this race. I just hope the pace car lights go out this time, because I really don't want this race to end under yellow, because that would be very underwhelming considering what happened. Alright, we are going back to green this time by. No one's lap down, so no one has to go on the inside line, but this late in the race it wouldn't even matter anyway. But we'll have 3 laps to go when we get to the race, the end of the race. And if they crash before the race is over, then the race will be declared official, because they will not be able to finish it with the amount of laps left if we get another caution. So right now, dooooo is hoping that he gets a good restart and that Bob the Builder does not get a good restart. He needs a miracle here in order to win this championship with 3 laps to go. It's going to be close, I can tell you. And Dragalia Lost could snipe this one away, get her first real win of the season after getting that rain-shortened win at Phoenix. Squid Games. Also, Jinx could steal a win away. He has not won a race this season. Neither has Cole. Cole is in 7th. He's been pretty good at slicing through the pack, but he's not been up front. But still, 3 laps, anything could happen, especially to our leaders here at Miami. We've seen a lot of chaos and a lot of action today, so it'll be the most exciting 3 laps of your life. These will be the last 3 laps to decide the championship. Who's going to win it here today? dooooo goes to the restart zone. The green flag is out. The final 3 laps of the season to determine the championship are underway. dooooo gets a great restart. Let's see if Dragalia Lost can actually catch up to him. Or maybe she got a pretty bad restart here. Squid Games goes to the bottom lane. Let's see if he can make a move on the bottom. But dooooo gets a great restart here, sailing ahead of everyone else. 2 to go this time by. Squid Games and Dragalia Lost are really the only ones that can challenge him at this point in time. Let's see if they can get some serious gains coming into these final corners. Lightning McQueen back there also making up some spots. He's had a good recovery. But he's not the focus right now, as dooooo got a great restart and is looking to come away with a championship. White flag, last lap for dooooo. Came very close to winning the championship in Season 1, where Lightning McQueen ended up winning it, or in the original Season 1. Had a tough Season 2 where he missed made it to the playoffs but didn't get very far. And now, we've got an alert right now. I don't even care right now. He's gonna do it. He's gonna win the race and the Cubecar Cup Series Championship. dooooo wins it at Miami. And Trolling is gonna come to pit road after the race is over and settle for a bad position. But what a race and what a finish. And Cole gets a top 5. How about that? No, he did not get a top 5. He gets 6th. But dooooo is your Season 1 champion officially, and he is locked in to next season by default, so he can defend his title. Dragalia Lost ends off the season getting a 2nd place finish. Squid Games gets 3rd, Jinx 4th, Bob the Builder 5th, Cole 6th, Dumbcat 7th, Packmobile 8th, Sands Club 9th, and Lightning McQueen gets a top 10. How about that? What a very base top 10 this was in our casualty list. I still got to run the points, but it's looking very clear that Raccoon will win the grand prize at the end of the season if Dragalia Lost did not snipe it, which maybe she might have. If she did, that'd be very based. Thank you all for tuning in to the race today, and thank you all for tuning into this entire season. It's been a pleasure doing this whole season with you guys, and expect some news on Season 2 relatively soon. So thank you all for watching. Have a good night, and thank you for tuning in for this season. Very proud of how this turned out, the attendance we got. Hoping to get some more, because I'm planning on doing some collaborations with another kart server for this, but it's been a pleasure doing this season with y'all. I'll see y'all for Season 2. Thank you all, and good night.